space, the final frontier, and maybe the final episode of every anime you've ever watched. Somewhere out there, a starship glides past a neon glowing moon. A hero stares down a godlike enemy, and someone else is pacing nervously whilst the universe quietly collapses around them. Captains who punch first and negotiate later, prophets, warriors, fathers, sometimes all three at once. Heroes with hair that defies gravity, villains with a penchant for dramatic monologues, and mentors who have survived centuries just to watch chaos unfold. Here, timelines twist like a mecha cockpit on overdrive. Warp engines hum in sync with shōnen energy. Decisions made on a bridge ripple across galaxies, and sometimes across entire anime multiverses. Someone will shout, "Orarararara," while another will calmly sip tea while the universe burns, and everyone else is just trying to keep the ship from exploding. Somewhere in the chaos, Starfleet meets the power-up screen, fate meets warp drive, logic meets spectacle, and if you blink, you'll miss a crossover, a plot twist, or maybe the birth of a legend. So strap in, adjust your phasers, charge your energy attacks, and prepare for a collision of worlds you never knew you needed. This is Treknicity.
Welcome to Treknicity, a Star Trek podcast. The podcast where the warp nacelles meet wild hair colors, where phasers and photon torpedoes go toe to toe with giant robots and shōnen shouting. You know I didn't write this one. I'm your host, Patrick Murray, and dragging me through this whole topic is someone who's not quite yet reached her final form, Kat Drake.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Are you having
God.
You're having a go at me. This is going to be so much fun.
Hell yeah. I mean, don't we always have fun?
Oh yeah. When I have a clue about the topic, but we're gonna figure that out, or I'm going to, or we're going to see how good I fake it.
Yeah. So today we're asking a very important and very nerdy question. If Star Trek captains were anime characters, who would they be? Because here's the truth. Both franchises thrive on big speeches, improbable heroics, and plots that spiral into metaphysics before you can blink. So let's set course for the final frontier and the final episode of every anime season. Good.
Okay. So where are we starting here? Oh, we're starting at the beginning, aren't we?
We are starting from the very beginning with Captain Jonathan Archer.
Okay.
So, Jonathan Archer is Edward Elric. That's not even up for debate. Both of them are fiery, passionate, and way more stubborn than is healthy. Archer yells at the Vulcans for holding humanity back. Ed yells at anyone who calls him short. Different targets, same emotional meltdown. What makes this comparison so good is the way that both men start their journeys with their wide-eyed optimism. Archer thinks, finally, humanity is ready to explore the stars. And Ed thinks, finally, I can use alchemy to bring back my dead mum. And in both cases, the universe responds with, nope, you psych, you thought. Have fun growing up.
That happens a lot.
They both get humbled very fast. For Archer, it's the Xindi attack on Earth that forces him to realize that exploration isn't just about curiosity, it's about survival. For Ed, it's losing his mother, then his limbs, then his brother, then that one girl who got merged with the dog.
There's a lot, aren't there? Yeah, I think he might have gotten boned more.
Hey, you know, different times, different centuries. Sometimes it's comparable. But speaking of that, you can't ignore the dogs. All right, Archer's love for Porthos is legendary. Ed's affection for Black Hayate and his ongoing trauma from that Chimera episode. Show Tucker, I know who you are. I know where you live. You better switch it back. They just prove that they're both cut from the same cloth. Both men at their most human. No, both men are at their most human when they're down on the floor cuddling their dogs. So yeah, Jonathan Archer is anime's most furious short king. Only instead of shouting equivalent exchange, he's yelling warp factor 5.
And eventually get some weapons that can back that up.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
hell, both he and Ed get some pretty powerful weapons.
Yeah, and these are people that really basically are willing to push themselves beyond their limits, sacrifice for themselves, things like that. That's pretty much
Exactly.
the essence. That's the essence of the characters, best as I can tell. And
Yeah.
obviously, Archer gets his ass kicked season 1. Surprise, a lot of stuff hits him season 2, even worse. And then obviously the whole Zindi situation.
Yeah, I mean, hell, both he and Ed have a very bad track record for battles. They've both had their asses beat multiple times. So, yippee!
Yeah, you gotta love the lovable losers.
You do. You really got to love them. All right. So, next up on our list is our favorite captain who dies and comes back to life all the time.
For 2 episodes.
She was there for 2 episodes. She died. Then she came back. Whoa,
Yeah,
magic.
We're in
It's Philippa
Georgiou territory.
Georgiou. Yeah, it's Philippa Georgiou. She is the Starfleet captain equivalent of Natsuki Subaru from ReZero. And yes, I am serious. Subaru
Sure
is
you are.
famous for his ability titled Return by Death. Every time he dies, he respawns, usually in more pain and with more trauma. Georgiou doesn't literally respawn, but look at her arc. She dies in the second episode of Discovery, then comes back as Mirror Georgiou, then gets yanked into Section 31 shenanigans.
Yeah, we'll just forget that because there's a movie involved.
Yep. And then she ends up lost in another timeline entirely. Every time she reappears,
Get my
she's
mind
tougher,
bleached for that.
sharper, and a little more unhinged. She's the queen of, oh, you thought I was dead? Nope. And like Subaru, she uses that survival streak to bend the world, or in her case, the galaxy, around her. It's also worth noting that both Subaru and Georgiou deal with trauma by covering up with sass, bravado, and occasional violence.
Occasional violence. Georgiou was like a Terran emperor. That usually means let's just murder everybody. And in the movie that we won't speak of, she kills her family.
Yeah, that's the that's.
I get where you're coming from, then.
God damn it! No, you are very correct. She's I think Georgiou is more of like a extreme version of Satsuki.
Yeah. On the plus side, at least we don't have anything involving the Black Mountain or a koala that the galaxy rests on or any shit like that.
Exactly. But as we all know, Subaru cracks jokes, Georgiou cracks skulls.
And jokes
Same
about cracking skulls.
terminology, different tone. If Subaru is the anime protagonist who refuses to stay down because fate hasn't broken him yet, Georgiou is the Starfleet version, the Empress who refuses to stay in the grave because the writers know that the show gets 50% spicier the second she shows up.
Yep. But yeah, she wasn't there that long, so we're not going to spend a lot of long. Let's jump to our next captain.
Our absolute favorite.
Currently.
Yep.
Despite season 3 of Strange New Worlds.
Yep. So
It's
our third captain is Christopher Pike. Christopher Pike is All Might from My Hero Academia. Period. Both of them are larger-than-life figures, walking symbols of hope. But let's be real, the resemblance goes beyond personality. Both of them
3
have
inches.
incredibly tall hair. Because if you see in the pictures, All Might has hair that goes like, whoa. And I mean, Pike just has 4 inches, but it's not the size that matters, it's
Yeah.
what you do with it.
Yeah, and considering Anson Mount's hair has its own spot on the call sheets.
It does. All Might's hair quite literally defies gravity. Those twin antennae are practically warp nacelles. And Pike, his quiff is so majestic, it has its own gravitational pull. I'm convinced half the warp core's power is going directly into maintaining that hairstyle. So,
Well, that's all matters, really.
All Might's catchphrase is, I am here. And Pike's is basically, I have hair.
Also, a whole thing about having entire dinners and being an inspiration to his crew.
Exactly. You think about Pike's scenes in Strange New Worlds, right? He steps on the bridge, instantly calms the chaos. The crew straightens up, the tension drops, and everyone knows, okay, we're gonna be fine, basically.
Except for season finale of season 2. Season finale of season 2, he's like, oh no, and it's chaos. It's like, and we cut to season 2, and
it doesn't stick to the rule.
But yeah, that's just for that was just for dramatic tension, because nobody's beaten Best of Both Worlds Part 1 and 2 for to be continued.
Yeah, I mean, with the way that Pike is, that's exactly how All Might works in My Hero Academia. He doesn't just fight villains, he's a symbol of peace that makes everyone else believe they can win. But here's the real kicker. Both men live under the shadow of inevitable tragedy. Pike knows about his accident. He knows that someday he's going to be locked in that looking like a melted pudding. All Might knows his power is burning out, and eventually he won't be able to protect the world anymore. And both of them respond the same way, by giving everything they have to inspire the next generation. Pike mentors Spock, Una, and eventually Kirk. All Might mentors Deku. Both are essentially saying, my time is limited, but I will make damn sure you're ready when I'm gone. So, yeah. If All Might is the symbol of peace, then Pike is the symbol of Starfleet. Both smile in the face of doom, and both leave legacies that outlive them.
And speaking of legacy, let's get to the most legacy character we have in all of Star Trek.
Oh, Lord.
It's Jimmy. Let's do it.
So, next up, yes, we do. We have James Tiberius Kirk. The only comparison that can be made between him and an anime character is Jotaro Kujo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Both are brash, confident, and somehow survive impossible odds by punching first and thinking later. But here's the thing that really sells it. Both Jotaro and James Kirk, both Jotaro and William Shatner, therefore by extension James Kirk, are certified assholes.
Amen to that.
Jotaro is famously abrasive, cold, and basically tells everyone to figure it out themselves. And Kirk, well, if you've ever seen Shatner charm a room, you know that underneath that grin is a man who will absolutely steamroll you for his own amusement. Basically, if Jotaro Kujo and James T. Kirk ever had a drink together, the universe would end. And honestly, it probably deserves it.
Yeah.
Kirk embodies that JoJo energy. Impossible confidence, dazzling charisma, and just enough recklessness to make you wonder how he's still alive. Jotaro's yari yari does it, and Kirk's risk is our business is basically the same catchphrase in different accents. And the women. Oh, the women.
I was wondering if we're getting there.
Kirk romances them. Jotaro is constantly orbiting around them, whether he wants to or not. Neither of them leaves a planet or a town without making some kind of impression. Now picture this. If Kirk had a stand, it would be called Enterprise. And what would its ability be? Pure, uncut plot armor. Doesn't matter if he's fighting a Gorn with a rock or negotiating with a godlike alien. He wins. The standability is literally because Kirk said so.
Yeah, I think they kind of did that a lot in the old shows.
But here's another little thing I want you to imagine, right? Kirk doing a JoJo's "Ora, ra, ra, ra," but in Shatner's pauses. Or ah, or ah, or ah. Beautiful.
Okay.
But I hate it.
Yep, I hate it twice. You made me have to double face palm.
And
But-
that's what I like doing. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can absolutely see that. Though Kirk could be a little more cerebral than just punching. But we're judging, we're trying to find anime to fit the character most. And obviously Kirk in all iterations is the punchy asshole.
He is. He's just hit first, ask questions later.
We're getting Paul Wesley's version's getting a little more nuance. Chris Pines literally eats an apple on the bridge to prove he's more of an asshole in the middle of the Kobayashi Maru. Just because. Yeah.
Just because he can. All right.
Okay, so that's some more old stuff. Let's get to the next generation and see where we go from there.
On to the next generation. So, this time round, we have our favorite civilized captain, Jean-Luc Picard.
Still the second best, not the first best like we claimed in the video far back. That's Sisko's best, not Picard. Go.
Jean-Luc Picard is Kisuke Urahara from Bleach. Both present themselves as mild-mannered, humble men who seem more interested in quiet hobbies than saving the universe. Urahara runs a little shop and waves his fan around. Picard tends his vineyard, but underneath that calm exterior, these are terrifyingly competent men who can outthink anyone they come across. When the mask comes off, Picard delivers a monologue that shifts the fate of empires. Urahara reveals that he's been 3 steps ahead of the villains all along. They're both master mentors. Urahara guides Ichigo into becoming the hero he's meant to be. Picard raises literally everyone in Starfleet to be better people just by existing near them.
Except Wesley in that one episode.
Yeah, but I mean, Wesley's Wesley.
Fair enough.
If Urahara is Bleach's mysterious uncle figure, Picard is Starfleet's wise grandpa, and both of them absolute wine ant energy when they're off duty. Picard with his white wine, Urahara with his tea and shade. These men know how to relax, but only after they've quietly saved the world without telling you how.
You forgot Picard likes tea, Earl Grey, hot. He is also tea man.
He
Also,
is.
Chateau Picard sucks, but that's beside the point.
Jesus.
That's the rule. We mock Chateau Picard all the time, forever, because it's Chateau Picard.
It just sounds like an insult, to be fair.
But yeah, being the cerebral, calm captain. Although I don't know how much Picard knows how to really party when he's off duty. I mean, he took a book to Ryza.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, he took a book to Ryza, and of course, and then realized that realized Riker was just trying to get him laid when he found out, oh, that's what the Horgon's for. Son of yeah, we know where we're going.
Yeah, I kind of got the gist of it.
But yeah, the anime is not going to be a place where you find a lot of people who make inspiring speeches about Starfleet things. So yeah, I'm guessing this was one of the harder ones for you to figure out who to pick.
It was, to be fair, because the only awe-inspiring anime character that we've had so far is All Might, and All Might and Pike are basically one and the same.
The hair, we know.
Crap.
We had to do the hair.
Even without the hair thing, You know, Pike and All Might are very similar, anyways.
Yeah. So that gets us to the most complicated captain we're talking about, the second most complicated character we're talking about. Let's do it.
Yep. So next up, we have Benjamin Sisko.
Yeah. And
Benjamin.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Benjamin Lafayette Sisko is too big for just one anime character. He's 3. Were you about to clap?
No, I was making another joke about size. Anyway, continue.
First up, he is Soichiro Yagami from Death Note, the dad who will do anything to protect his family, even when the world is falling apart. For Soichiro, it's his daughter and his son. For Sisko, it's Jake and the entire Bajoran people. Both men put their families first, even when it tears them apart. Second up, he is Rao from the Fist of the North Star, a warrior who will face gods and demons with nothing but his fists and his sheer willpower. Rao shouts, "I have no regrets!" Sisko shouts, "It's in the hands of the prophets now!" Both are willing to tear the heavens themselves down if that's what justice demands. Third and final character he's being compared to. He is an older Simon from Gurren Lagann. The man who has suffered, who has seen it all, but still carries his people forward into the stars. Simon quite literally drills a path into the heavens. Sisko becomes part of the Celestial Temple. The Father, the Warrior, and the Holy Prophet. Sisko is Anime Trinity incarnate.
I almost made the spectacles, testicles, wall, and watch joke. Anyway.
I mean, you know, knowing you, I wouldn't put it past you.
Well, you spend 18 years. Anyway, we're not going to go there. But yeah, yeah, I get why we had to split Sisko because, yeah,
he's that complex that there isn't really.
Yeah, and I don't think there was anybody in anime that was going to be there for that because, yeah, considering Sisko literally holds 3 major roles and shifts between them at will.
Exactly. Do you know what? He is basically just a shapeshifter.
Yeah. And I will give the credit to Avery Brooks for bringing that complexity to the character. And it's literally, he and Cirroc Lofton kind of formed a father-son bond through the shooting of the show. That's how intense it was and how intense Avery Brooks was. But yeah, you get somebody who is so focused on being the father, who is forced to be the warrior, and then is inevitably dragged into being the prophet.
Exactly. And you know what? I think the way that it's pulled off is just amazing. Honestly, I think Sisko is probably one of the best Star Trek characters of all time.
He is the best.
He is.
He's definitely the best captain, no matter what prior episodes say.
Yeah, we're ignoring the previous episodes for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
sorry, Mike. We have to say no. You too,
no,
Lars.
No.
Yeah.
Naughty.
It will always be Sisko.
Always.
Just sit there and laugh, you little. Yeah. Yeah, double dumbass on you.
Yeah, so for those of you who can't see, Lars is currently taking the piss out of us now.
Because we're great. We're awesome.
Yeah, we are. We're amazing. We're the best.
Even sexy. Ooh. Anyway.
Right.
Okay.
Next up on our list. And
the most genocidal captain of them all.
The most genocidal. But also, Patrick, you will know this character, considering you know the anime.
No, I don't.
Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Catherine Janeway is Major Motoko Kusanagi. No question.
Yeah, that was that. They made that live action movie thing or something, didn't they? Never saw
Yeah,
it.
they did. They made a live action one
Yeah,
with
and then
Scarlett Johansson playing
yep,
Motoko Kusanagi.
yep, and yeah, I don't remember. I never watched it, so not
Oh,
familiar with
okay.
it. Yeah, I told you
You
when you
would
came
you
up with
would
the idea. It's like I don't know any of this. I've heard the names of some of them. I
Oh,
know
you
some of the
heard
basic
it.
stuff, like Death Note. I've heard of enough to know the general gist of it.
Okay, no, that makes
And then
sense.
there's ones I've seen, ones that yeah, we'll get to that after we get done with Janeway. Let's do this.
Yeah. So, Catherine Janeway is Major Motoko Kusanagi. No question. Both women are absolute authority, wrapped in a cool, sharp presence that commands the room the second they walk in. They're the ones making the impossible choices that no one wants to make. Janeway stranding Voyager in the Delta Quadrant to save billions of lives. The Major diving into AI singularities, sacrificing her body and sometimes her soul for the mission. They both look at impossible scenarios and say, yeah, I can handle it. They're both defined by their crew's utter loyalty. Voyager would have followed Janeway into a black hole. Section 9 follows the Major into cyber hellscapes without blinking. Their loyalty doesn't come from fear, it comes from respect. And I'll say this, both have the kind of energy where you just know they could dismantle you psychologically with one eyebrow raise. That is true power right there.
That and Janeway would literally kill somebody because she wants Tuvok back.
Exactly. Like they're
Yeah.
both just willing to kill.
Like, hey, there's somebody you've been created. I want these two people back. Bye. Dead. Yeah. She straight up murdered a guy. Let's just get there. But yeah, that one I can absolutely see because we are talking characters who will do anything to get the mission done. And Janeway's mission specifically is to get the crew back to the Federation.
Yeah, exactly. I
No,
mean, hell,
no matter the cost.
the Major, in order to uphold the mission, she subjected herself to so many cybernetic augmentations that, like, at that point, she's basically not human anymore.
Yeah. There's like a brain left, and that's about it.
Yeah, her brain, her eyeballs, her hair, and that's it. Everything else, robot.
Got to keep the hair for some reason.
Yeah, hey, the hair is the most important part on a character.
Wait a minute. What about the bald ones?
Well, then usually they'll have some kind of marking on their head. Like our next character. Oh, wait, no, that's not. No, that character doesn't have the markings on his head. That's a different one, but a lot of people get them confused, myself included.
because it's a Dragon Ball character, somebody from the Dragon Ball mess, and
It is.
that shit's so confusing. This is probably the one that I ran into the most. This is probably the one I'm most familiar with from running into it on TV and hating the absolute shit out of anything Dragon Ball. So let's see which captain we're going to verbally eviscerate.
So next up, we have Captain John Harriman.
You just had to do it, didn't you?
John Harriman from Generations. Poor sweet Harriman. He's Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z. The second he appears, the universe smacks him down.
To be fair, that's probably because Shatner needed to look better.
Who knows? Harriman shows up in his shiny new Enterprise B, and instantly everything goes wrong. No photon torpedoes, no tractor beam, no clue what he's doing.
That all gets installed on Tuesday.
Kirk has to bail him out, and Harriman never lives it down. That's Yamcha energy. Yamcha in Dragon Ball Z is competent. He's strong, skilled, perfectly fine in a normal setting. But compared to Goku and Vegeta, he's a joke. Harriman compared to Kirk and Picard, same deal.
Beta Can was nicer though.
Yeah. At least Picard got the base. At least Yamcha got the baseball career. All Harriman got was a legacy of memes.
And the beta cannon saved him. But
Yep.
yeah,
He got
I don't-
memes and the banner cannon.
yeah. There's not a lot to say here. Obviously, we're just talking about a character who had to look incompetent. In Harriman, we're talking a character who had to look incompetent so that Kirk could look better, or Shatner more precisely.
Yeah, and we all know the whole story with Shatner. Jesus.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. You're not fuzzy anymore. Congratulations.
Yeah. So
One of my
now
favorite captains. Let's do her.
we are
None of it
moving
wrong.
forward in time quite a bit, to be exact, because this captain was around what 32nd century.
No, we have not jumped to Savior of the Galaxy yet.
We haven't.
We've got
that's my bad.
the captain who unfortunately is not even the star of her own series.
No, she is not. So next up we have Captain Carol Freeman, and the only character that we could come up with to compare her to, Misato Katsuragi from Neon Genesis Evangelion. They are both middle managers of chaos. Both are overworked, underappreciated, and propped up entirely by either caffeine or alcohol. Sometimes
Or both.
Freeman is running the Cerritos, constantly stuck cleaning up after bigger ships. Misato is running Nerve, trying to keep traumatized teenagers in giant robots long enough to stop the apocalypse. Neither of them signed up for this, but both of them are damn good at it anyway.
Yeah, especially Freeman. Can punch above what you'd expect.
The amount of crap she has to put up with from Boimler and his little group.
Well, it's mostly Mariner, let's be fair.
Yeah, no, that's true. Mariner's the trouble causer, and Boimler just gets dragged along.
And sucks up to her so ridiculously that it's painful.
It is very painful, to be fair. But despite their exhaustion, both Freeman and Misato love their crews. They'll rant and rave and scream into wine bottles, but when it counts, they'll die for their people. They're the exhausted mums of the universe, and honestly, they deserve a vacation.
Or engineers to build you a relaxation pod so you don't completely snap. Oh wait, but that happened. Freeman. That's literally an episode. Here, Captain, you're too stressed. You're got to be committed. No, we'll build you something. Because yeah, we're talking characters who are very much about flawed, simple, having to do the job that nobody wants, like Second Contact, or having to deal with throwing teens into mechs. Yeah, that's painful.
Yeah. So, we are now up to the 32nd century,
and the savior of
the galaxy herself, Michael Burnham. There's only really one character that was suitable that we could compare Michael and her personal story arc to within Star Trek, and that is Vash the Stampede from Trigun. Michael Burnham is basically what happens when Vash the Stampede decides to join Starfleet. Think about it. Both are haunted by past trauma, both are fiercely moral, and both are extremely competent in life or death situations, even when it looks like they're just standing there, calmly observing chaos unfold. Now, there were 4 major points that kind of stuck out whilst doing the research for this. So there is the reluctant hero energy there, right? Like Vash, Burnham didn't ask for the weight of the universe on her shoulders, but she takes it on anyway, always trying to do the right thing, no matter the personal cost. Which, obviously, savior of the galaxy.
4 times.
Yeah. Like, what? Once a season at this point?
Jesus. Yeah, except season 1.
Well, yeah, but...
where genocide saved the day.
Yeah.
Threatened genocide anyway.
The second point that kind of came up was the haunted past. Vash has lost countless friends and loves. Burnham grew up under Vulcan logic, carried the guilt of munity, and faced the consequences of immense personal sacrifice. Both characters are defined by their trauma, but it fuels their commitment rather than breaking them.
Except those 30 times she starts crying on the bridge, but that's beside the point.
Hey, it's healthy to cry.
Yeah. But Captain in front of your crew, she got dinged for that shit.
Yeah, no, she did. She got a ding.
Yeah.
The third energy, not the third energy. The third point that came up was competence under pressure. Vash can dodge bullets, solve impossible problems, and save lives with a grin. Burnham may not be dodging literal bullets all the time, but her tactical brilliance and moral decisiveness consistently get her crew through impossible situations.
Being a Mary Sue helps too.
That too, yeah. I mean, at this point, I should have just compared Michael to Uhura.
Now, Uhura's not Savior of the Galaxy.
She isn't. No, she isn't.
She never gets there because Shatner. Anyway.
Yeah. Fourth major point that kind of came up. Idealism and the practicality. Vash has a goofy, charming exterior to hide the weight of his idealism. Burnham's idealism is tempered by Starfleet training and discipline. She's essentially Vash if he went through Starfleet Academy and stopped pulling guns out at parties.
Yeah.
That's an ongoing thing with Vash.
Knocking out your captain in the first episode.
I mean, hey, we don't talk about that. That was for the good of Starfleet, you know?
That didn't work.
It didn't. It really didn't. But with those points in mind, you know, Burnham doesn't have the gunslinger hat, the wild hair, or the goofy grin, but she's got the same heart, the same courage, and honestly, probably twice the paperwork, maybe 3 times the amount. Bottom line, if Vash the Stampede taught you to fight for your ideals without compromise, Michael Burnham shows you how to do it while commanding a starship, negotiating with alien civilizations, and somehow keeping everyone alive. Usually in the same episode.
Except for all those times somebody died, but that's beside the point.
Hey, those are one-offs, okay? Those are one-offs. We don't talk about that, Patrick.
Yep. So I think that's all. Yeah, again, there's a lot we could go into, but
there is.
I think this is pretty much it. You're dealing with 2 characters, one of them who's the Savior Galaxy and a Mary Sue of ungodly proportions.
Yeah.
Who after one season of real suffering then rises eventually to jump into the future and become the captain.
Hey Patrick. I got some news for you.
What?
Now we're on to Pelia Watch!
Surprise! Surprise! Surprise!
Surprise Pelia Watch! Hell yeah!
Because we got all the captains done, but hey, we got to do Pelia because why not? It's Pelia. She would have watched anime.
She definitely would have. She would have been there during the start of it in the 80s. She would have been all the way through.
It started in the 80s when I was growing up.
Some of them did, yeah. Some of the, I mean, the.
I live in middle of nowhere, and this was pre-internet, so.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? That's true. Producer Lars just gave us a very interesting point. If Pelia was in, if Pelia was around at that time, she was probably the inspiration for anime.
I could see that.
I mean, she's got so many wacky stories, so why not?
Yeah, especially when she's hanging out with Time Lords. Anyway.
That too. So, Pelia, again, like Sisko, I kind of struggled, but it's been narrowed down to 3 characters.
We all struggle with Pelia sometimes.
So, let's talk about it. If she were an anime character, she'd be a perfect hybrid. Imagine CC from Code Geass, but with the eccentric chaos of Rintaro Okabe, and a dash of Hisoka's unpredictability. She's immortal, or at least centuries old, thanks to her Lanthanite heritage, and she's lived through more wars, catastrophes, and interstellar incidents than anyone could realistically track. And yet, somehow, she's still batshit crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. We've seen every episode she shows up in, it's Carol Kane energy, and it's all crazy, and it's glorious.
It's just pure craziness. And you know what?
So
that's the one thing about Pelia I don't mind.
So let's get into each of these characters and try and give us which characters and shows they're in.
Okay.
Yeah, because most of our viewers are not anime fans.
Who knows? They could be. You know,
I'm betting not. But yeah, Lars, hopefully he has some stats on this.
Okay, so
probably not.
We've got like 3 different.
He doesn't have any information.
3
Shocker.
major points. The immortal chaos energy. All right. So, like CC from Code Geass, she's mysterious and untouchable. But then add Okabe in the mix. So, Rintaro Okabe. He is from the Science Guild in Steins Gate. Suddenly, you've got someone who schemes, rants, laughs at the universe, and manipulates events purely for her amusement. Throw in a pinch of Hisoka, and well, Hisoka is from Hunter x Hunter, and every move she makes could be brilliant. Or completely fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Perfect fuel for an engineer and somebody who trains Scotty.
So with the immortal chaos energy, that was mainly the CC bit that stuck out to me. Mentorship through chaos. Now, here's the thing. This is where Rintaro from Steins Gate kicks in. Because Pelia, she guides the crew without ever taking the spotlight. She lets them make mistakes. She laughs a little, and then quietly saves the day in the background. Exactly like an immortal trickster who's seen it all before and knows the ending already.
Which actually reminds me of that scene where Scotty's trying to work on fixing something. She said, "Scotty, we're all gonna die," and he starts plugging shit in. And like, it works because it's Scotty.
Fight or flight stuff,
Like, oh shit! Click, click, click. There it works. We're saved.
Did I
accidentally ring my bell? Did I actually ring my bell?
Is the bell broken?
No, hold on. No, it's not broken. But I thought I accidentally rang it. Just smacking on the desk.
So the third and final character, third and final little bit, right? She's battle hardened and she's unpredictable, and this is where Hisoka comes into the mix. So Hisoka is a guy from Hunter x Hunter. He has this. He's just batshit, right?
Oh, it's Lars Blaine digging. Okay, continue.
No matter how many crises erupt, Pelia is calm, collected, and simultaneously unhinged. Warp Core meltdown, she's sipping tea. Klingon boarding party, she's 3 steps ahead smirking. Centuries of experience make her untouchable, but also unpredictable. And you know what? I think that's, I think that might be her code of honor.
No, we're not doing that. Luckily, Lars isn't on his phone.
Then you shall have no treaty, no vaccine, and no Lieutenant Yar.
And chaos energy, you bastards. I really hate both of you.
Doesn't just have experience. She has enough trauma, triumphs, and poor life decisions see the episode where she's hoarding phones
Also the drugs. Also, yeah, all of
to
that.
fill a dozen lifetimes. And she's still grinning like she just stole the warp core for fun. Honestly, if you survive a century under her mentorship, consider it a badge of honor. And maybe get some therapy afterwards. Bottom line, Pelia is the immortal, slightly unhinged trickster archetype. A mentor, a wild card, a chaos agent with centuries of wisdom. And the kind of person who keeps the bridge crew both terrified and entertained. She's not the main hero, but without her, the entire mission would probably implode before they even left the starbase.
Yeah. I'm wonder how they'll exit her in season 4 or 5.
Who knows?
No, it's just they'll blow her out in an airlock. We'll get to watch Carol Kane go,
Bye-bye!
Okay.
Except she just survives and crash lands on a planet.
Yeah, literally does re-entry. It's like, that hurt.
That hurt. That was a nice nap, though.
Okay, yeah. Again, chaos energy is the hallmark of Pelia, and yeah, it's what happened when they cast Carol Kane's. Like, what are we doing, folks? Are we
What
just
the hell are we doing here?
trying to break shit? And yeah, I mean, it's literally why we started Pelia Watch when she got dropped from main cast, because we knew she had to leave so that we could eventually get Scotty, and apparently they just stuck. Oh, Scotty's on the ship. Okay, he's just gonna stay on there now.
Yeah, Scotty's just there permanently now. Let's just find a way to axe off Pelia.
Wonder if they'll actually. Wonder if they'll put her in a mass of red shirts. Hey,
Oh.
hey, Pelly, go over there with the red shirts. You'll be perfectly fine. Guess not.
Just some kind of like acid monster. Just.
Yeesh. Okay,
There we
this
go.
episode was nuts. Oh. Sorry, we're laughing, folks, as Lara suggests either turning into an LSD bomb or something with
Vulcan DNA.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah.
Not 4.5 versus Vulcan's bad, but still bad.
Ooh, not 4.5 Vulcans. Jesus.
Okay. So I think that's pretty much.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much where we're going to leave it.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you have it. Starfleet's captains reimagined through the lens of anime. Archer the Alchemist, Pike, the symbol of Starfleet, Jojo Kirk, Urahara Picard, and Sisko, the Father Warrior, Holy Prophet. Yeah, there are a lot of them. So if we learned anything, it's that Star Trek and anime both believe in the same thing. With enough speeches, sheer willpower, and possibly yelling at God, you can change the universe, especially if you're Kirk fighting God in Star Trek V. So our question to you, did we get this right? Miss anything? Do you agree, disagree? Let us know. So, Kat, you have a So before we get done with this episode, we're just going to jump in for a moment because Kat currently has a Kickstarter going. You want to say anything, or should we just roll the video?
I mean, hey, you know what? Let's just roll the clip.
Roll the clip.
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm one of the hosts. I am running a project called Devil May Cry Abridged. We've got a Kickstarter. Hopefully it'll be linked below if Lars is chill with it. Look, if you can't support it, please share it. If you do support it, thank you. You're amazing. We have a trailer out on YouTube. Anyways, roll the clip.
Corps have long controlled our lives, taken lots, and now they're after our souls.
Wrong franchise, V.
Oh. Damn.
Yay! Okay, thank you for joining us here on Treknicity, where we talk about pretty much all the things in the Star Trek multiverse, and apparently way beyond that. I'm your host, Patrick Murray. With me, my co-host, Kat Drake, and thanks to Lars, who suffered through this anime crap as much as I did. Don't hit me. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Treknicity.com, as well as visiting all of our socials listed here, or find us on your favorite podcast service such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. If you have any ideas for future episodes, feel free to drop them in the comments to the video or DM us on any of the social media accounts. And as always, rock out. Hold on. Rock out with your Spock out. I learned to work my fingers next time.
Yeah.